Okay, so we have one last problem I want to take a look at. We're going to go ahead and solve a perimeter problem this time and do it again by a system of equations. And it says here the perimeter of a picture is 39 inches. The length is 2.5 inches more than the width. Find the length and the width of the picture. Well, it is nice to go ahead and just do a drawing here to get a sense of what we're looking for. So perimeter is the distance around. It does say that that total perimeter is 39 inches. And of course, the perimeter of any rectangle would be 2 widths and 2 lengths equaling the total perimeter. So one equation that usually gets used when we go ahead and solve a perimeter problem is 2w plus 2l. The perimeter formula is equal to whatever the perimeter is of that specific rectangle, which in our case is 39 inches. So we have an equation. Okay, and then the other equation often is the relationship between length and width stated in some way. And in this case, it says the length is 2.5 inches more than the width. So the length is actually greater than the width. So we'd have to add 2.5 inches to the width in order to get the length. And so that second equation is going to be L is equal to W plus 2.5. And because this equation's already been solved, as far as a single letter on one side, I think I'll just use substitution here. And one of the places you need to be careful with substitution on a problem like this is that this is only one of the lengths. So when we substitute W plus 2.5 in there, we're going to have to double that answer. So this is going to look like this then. When we substitute this quantity right here in for L, it's going to look like this: 2W plus 2 times the quantity W plus 2.5 is equal to 39. Okay, so now I got 2W plus, and now I have to distribute 2 times W and 2 times 2.5, and I'll get 2W here again. And then 2 times 2.5, 2.5 doubled is just 5. We don't have to get into a whole bunch of multiplication of fractions there. That's easy enough. And so we get 5 equals 39, and we're ready to solve for the width. And we'll get 4W plus 5 is equal to 39. I'm going to subtract the 5 to the other side, and we'll get 4W is equal to 34. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 4. And it turns out that 4 goes into 34 8.5 times. And so this is going to be the width of 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches, right? And then we're going to go ahead and find, and it's easy to find the length right here. We'll go ahead and use that formula. L is equal to W plus 2.5. But we'll put the answer for width in there, and we'll get L is equal to 8.5 plus 2.5, which is, 8 and 2 is 10, and another set of halves put together is another 1, and this is 11 inches. It actually, coincidentally, is the same size as the paper I'm writing on. This is standard 8.5 by 11 inch paper, and that happened to be the answer to that problem.